Francis says, is it okay for an unmarried Muslim woman to ask a Muslim man to marry her? This is inappropriate for a Muslim woman to approach a man, because human nature dictates that women are sought after and men are the one who seek and pursue. And I think I gave an example earlier that when a man wants to encourage his son to work hard and study well, he says, do well in your exams and in uni, and once you graduate, I will choose the most beautiful woman for you for marriage. This is his incentive. A man can never say this to his daughter. Finish your high school and I will accept an offer of the most handsome man who proposes to you. Because this is something he cannot guarantee. He has to go and look for a man for his daughter. So this is usually not normal for a woman to propose to a man. And so many people, sisters and others, who whenever I say such things, they object and reject, especially on Twitter, which is filled by 99.995% of ignorant imbeciles. Unfortunately, you can tell by the responses, they have no idea what Islam is. They're Muslims by identity. Sometimes I post an ayah and someone or more comments, I never heard this before. Where is it in the Quran? Subhanallah. You've got the audacity to expose yourself big time in front of all of these people, showing them that you are so ignorant about the basics, even in the Quran. And not only that, sometimes people even go the extra mile when they criticize and say, what is this? I've never heard something like this. This is ridiculous. And they keep on criticizing a well-known fact. They only criticize it because they don't know about it. Akhi, ask before you make a fool out of yourself, and publicly, and on the record. When someone who's supposedly more knowledgeable than you, way older than you, an Arab, someone who's been preaching Islam for so long, maybe before you were born, at least give him the courtesy of asking politely so that he would explain to you, Sheikh, I enjoy reading your posts, your tweets, whatever, and I have learned a lot from you. However, this particular point, I'm ashamed to say that I've never heard about. So can you please direct me where I can get more knowledge of it? No problem. I immediately put Islam Q&A link for you to learn more, or explain it to you if I had time, or I had a separate link to one of my YouTubes that I can provide, which is usually difficult for me without my team. But to come and jump the gun and say, oh, this is ridiculous, he always says things like this, and you don't even know what we're talking about. And when someone goes to your profile, he finds followed by 10 or 20 people. So who are you? There is an etiquette of communication with someone who is way more knowledgeable than you, especially when you are ignorant. You don't have the basics. You don't know Arabic. You don't know Aqidah. You don't know Quran. You know nothing. So you have to learn first the origin of things. The vast majority of people usually comment and say, how dare you say it is not permissible for a woman to approach a man for marriage. Mother Khadija did this. First of all, Mother Khadija, when she married the Prophet ﷺ, hypothetically, when she proposed to him, how long was the Prophet ﷺ a messenger for? You caught me off guard, Sheikh. Why do you always ask me question? Maybe 5 years? No. I don't know, maybe 2 years? No. 10 years, yes. He was a messenger for 10 years when she proposed to him. Wrong answer, Akhi. The Prophet ﷺ was not a messenger. He was not a prophet. After marrying her, by 15 years, he became a prophet of Allah Azza wa Jal. I didn't know that. Well, now you know. What does that tell you? Besides you being ignorant. It tells you that the ruling of Mother Khadija proposing to the Prophet ﷺ cannot be the view of Islam, because Islam at that particular moment was not revealed to the Prophet ﷺ. So the rulings cannot be obtained from it, because the Prophet was not a prophet, was not a messenger yet. Secondly, why did I say hypothetically? Because it wasn't Mother Khadija who proposed to the Prophet ﷺ. Her companion, her female companion, was the one who suggested that she marries him. And when she saw that Khadija did not object or refuse, she, that is the friend, went to the Prophet ﷺ and said to him, how about marrying Khadija? And the Prophet agreed to that. So it was not a woman coming to a man proposing to him. This is totally inappropriate, no matter how righteous the man is. Shaitan is waiting for the right moment. I remember once in Kuala Lumpur, I was in a Salafi masjid giving a lecture, and after the lecture was over, we came out. Two nice looking sisters, or shall I say daughters, came to me. Oh Sheikh, Salaam alaikum, alaikum salam, we love your lecture, etc. Of course, being the Sheikh, I had to lower my gaze and not look. And then one of them said, Sheikh, can I take a selfie with you? Then I had to, have exclamation marks. Excuse me? Have a selfie? What was I talking inside the masjid for an hour? Doing what? This is what we usually preach. Islamic ethics. Is this Islamic? So she was taken by surprise, and she said, no, Sheikh, you got me wrong. I want me and my friend to take a selfie with you. So I said, subhanallah. Okay, that's understandable, because then it's not khulwa anymore. It's not seclusion, you and me. No, we have a third one to break the khulwa. What kind of a Muslim woman would degrade herself to that level? Sheikh, you're a father figure and you're an uncle. It's okay. No, it's not okay. This is totally haram. And this is why you may end up finding some people who used to be considered as students of knowledge may fall in the traps of shaitan, may chit-chat, may raise the barriers. Some lectures you find the da'i joking and having a good time with sisters. Sometimes you find them celebrities going in and the women are crying and shouting and as if the Beatles just walked in. What is this? And the da'i is happy. It's fun. Yeah, wow. It's fun to be famous. A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. This is fitna. And a woman must avoid falling into fitna. Must keep and preserve her dignity and honor by not exposing herself to a man, going to him and say, what about us getting married if you wish? The guy looks up and down at her and says, yeah, but I have to examine the merchandise. A'udhu billah. So this is totally inappropriate and unacceptable. Now, if a woman knows of a person that she's interested in getting married and he's worthy of being proposed to, she must speak to her mom. Or if she's in good terms with her father, she must speak directly with her father and tell him about the good things about this man, and then asks him to propose. Yes, the father can go to a man, like Umar did with Uthman and Abu Bakr, where he said to them that Hafsa's husband just died, and if you're interested in getting married, Uthman said, give me some time to think it over. He was just recently widowed. And then he said, no, I don't feel like getting married now. So he went to Abu Bakr and he also offered his daughter to Abu Bakr. There's nothing wrong in that. But for a woman to go directly, this is unacceptable.